Hello, what's up peeps, this is the Geek Artist back again with another video, and this time you're gonna learn how to spice up your characters and portrait artworks by adding dramatic mood through cinematic lighting. And the best part is that the whole process is so easy that you won't believe it. It only takes a few very simple steps and just a few minutes to give your portrait art or even photographs this dramatic makeover. And anybody with the most basic knowledge of Photoshop or similar tools can easily do it. And to demonstrate that, I'll be showcasing 3 different examples and applications of increasing order of difficulty. So make sure to stick around, watch the video till the end, like, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get notifications of my future uploads. And let me know in the comments which one of these 3 lighting setups you like the most. So a couple of days back, I was scrolling through Pinterest and saw some really beautiful portrait illustrations with gorgeous dramatic lighting. A bit of drama like that can really help enhance the mood of your art a lot. So that gave me the idea for this video. This tutorial I'll be using this image is a gorgeous portrait art I stumbled upon on Pinterest. I looked it up and it's from this awesome artist called Victor Miller Gossa. His Behance page is amazing. You can check it out from the link down in the video description. And the portrait is of a Russian model called Yulia Saparnizova. So here's how we do this. We have the portrait image open. First thing to do is create a duplicate of this layer. Unlock the layer, then press Alt on the keyboard and drag it up to duplicate it. The next step is to create a cool dark shadow path for the image. I'll press Ctrl+L on the keyboard to bring up the levels adjustment panel. I'll push the middle midtone slider more to the right, the left slider slightly to the right, and from the output levels I'll shift the right end darkness slider more towards the center and the left end whiteness slider slightly to the right to get rid of the pitch black areas. And we're all set with the values. Here's how it looks now. Quick before and after. Next step is to make the tones cooler or bluish. So I'll press Ctrl+B on my keyboard to bring up the color balance panel, and I'll push the color sliders more towards cyan and blue to get those nice cool tones all across the image. Quick before and after. Next I'll create a mask on this layer by clicking on this tiny button down here at the bottom of the layer panel. Once you click it, whichever layer is selected will get a mask attached to it. Masks help you erase an image in a non-destructive way so that you can undo or unerase or easily bring back or paint back any erased area by painting black or white colors on the mask. So my goal here is to erase this cool dark shadow path layer from certain areas using the mask to reveal the original warm bright image we had at the start, at the bottom. That will create the illusion of light falling on the face. So I'll choose the brush tool, B is the keyboard shortcut, choose the default hard round brush, 100% opacity and flow, and turn off the pen pressure options. Then I'll pick the black color from the color palette, click on the white mask and paint. As you can see, the bottom layer is being revealed as the present layer is being erased by painting black on the mask. Similarly, painting white on the same erased areas will again bring things back or unerase them. Anyway, I'll paint a straight vertical line first by holding down Shift on my keyboard to keep it straight. Let's say a very thin slit of light ray, typically sunlight, is falling on our face through the narrow opening of a door. The line is a bit too straight and flat at the moment, so I'll paint and modify its shape slightly so that it looks like it's taking up the form and volume of the face a bit. Elevated areas like the forehead, edges of the eye socket and chin will be slightly thicker. The distortion will be very subtle if the light is falling straight from the front. Alright, now I'll add some blur to this mask. I'll go to Filter, then Blur and Gaussian Blur. Keep the value somewhere around 2.7, depends on the image size and resolution, but it should be just enough so that the edges of the shadow aren't very crispy and sharp or too smudgy, hazy or blurry. It should be at the sweet spot in between. Next I'll take a new layer, set it to overlay blending mode, use the default soft round brush, fairly large size, pressure options on, and decrease the opacity and flow significantly. Then I'll pick a bright warm orangish color and paint it softly over the light strip. Not only is it helping spread the light and bounce it around, but also creating a beautiful secondary reddish tone near the border or transition between the shadow and light. where things are blurry. Now I'll take another new layer in overlay mode, decrease the brush size, pick an even more reddish tone and paint it along the blurry edges between the light and shadow to get some nice color variation. Now the light looks really warm, fresh, vibrant and burning. Before I proceed any further, let me tell you about this fantastic device I stumbled upon. Quill is a universal smart stylus that's supported on iOS and Android devices, and the awesome thing is that it lets you pick colors from any object around you. It can sense over 16 million colors, and that's a game changer. It also comes with Cube, a smart speaker powered by Alexa that also serves as a wireless charger for the Quill stylus. The ergonomic design is without a doubt super cool, and being a universal stylus for both iOS and Android, it has the potential of being an alternative to the Apple Pencil. It also supports pen pressure and palm rejection, amongst other features. This is going live on Kickstarter from the 9th of June, and I am definitely backing this, and so should you, because this really needs to happen. To make things more exciting, if you register now on their website, you stand a chance to win a full refund on your day one pledge on Kickstarter. I'm not missing out on this, and neither should you. So go register now and support their Kickstarter campaign. The link is in the video description and the comment section. Now coming back to where we left things off, now I'll take another new layer, but set it to hard light blending mode this time. I'll increase the brush size, decrease the opacity, pick a brighter whitish yellow color, and paint some very subtle and soft glow in any one area of maximum light intensity. Let's say the forehead, for example. Now, just to direct the attention a bit more towards the light, I'll take a new normal layer just above the shadow pass layer, pick the darkest tone from the hair area, and just paint a bit of gradient from the right side of the face. Great. And now finally, I'll take a new layer at the very top, decrease the brush size, set the layer to overlay mode, and with a bright warm orange color, I'll paint some bounce light on the nearby surfaces where the light directly reflected from the light strip will be visible. It won't be intense, the effect will be very soft, subtle and diffused, but just enough to complement the primary light spot and make the overall effect look way more believable and aesthetically pleasing. I'll slightly play around with its opacity until I'm happy. So there it is. I'll group all the layers, a quick before and after. So that was the first and basic example with the easiest lighting setup. Next we'll check out another example which is slightly more complex and difficult as it involves some basic understanding of form and volume for painting the shadow or light. The method and procedure is exactly the same as the first example. So I have duplicated the shadow pass layer with the mask, brought it out of the first example group, and it's time to try a different lighting setup. This time it'll be more like a half lighting effect. The light, instead of falling straight from front through a narrow slit or opening, will fall from some opening from the right side and fall diagonally across the face. The eyes will be in shadow, whereas the nose and lips will be in light to create a sense of mystery. So just like the first example, I'm painting the shadow layer out of the mask to reveal the light layer underneath. Here comes the challenging part, sculpting the shadow so that it properly takes up the form and volume of the structure of the face and follows its contours. This may require some fundamental understanding of painting face and knowing a bit about anatomy. Alternatively, you can have some references open for a quick understanding. The next thing I'll do is I'll use the smudge tool to smudge and gradually blur out the shadow and fade it out as it goes further away from the source or base to give a bit more realistic feel of form and volume. Then I'll paint bright, warm, orangish light in overlay mode, just like the first example. And then the reddish edge light in another overlay layer. Then some glow in hard light layer. Then paint some soft dark gradient from top left corner, all exactly like the last time. And finally, to complement all the strong hard light on the face, I'll paint the reflected bounce light on certain areas of the face like the sides of the nose and above the eyes and the bridge. I'll increase the effect and opacity by duplicating the layer for more drama and balance. So that was example 2, still not that difficult. Now the third and final example. This process is pretty much exactly the same as the last two examples, except this time it'll need a bit more understanding of facial anatomy, depth, form, and volume in order to paint the shadow. So if you have drawing skills, this won't be that big of a challenge. This time we'll have 3 narrow strips of light falling diagonally across the face from the right side. The rest is pretty much the same, so I'll speed things up and let you guys enjoy the time lapse. And finally, as this example is slightly more advanced, we'll actually paint some light on the hair as well. So for that, I'll come all the way down and duplicate the original bright image. Take it back up to the top. It already has some texture information on the hair. I'll use the levels adjustment to brighten up those areas and exaggerate them. Then I'll take a mask on it, fill it with black color with the color fill keyboard shortcut Alt plus backspace. And now with white color, I'll paint the hair highlights back in wherever they are needed. Then use a new layer in overlay mode and paint on those areas with bright warm yellowish color to make them brighter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we went from this to this, then this, and finally to this. And let me know in the comments which one of these 3 lighting setups you like the most. So have fun trying out this fun trick and apply it on your portraits, photographs, and artworks. I hope you enjoyed the video, learned something new, and found it helpful. And if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So that's all for now. See you on the next one. Peace.